Soak it in. There's snow right there on the radar. It's been a rare sight during this weirdly dry winter. While we're not expecting many flakes, I mean, you might want to count them in the Denver area. We'll take every single flake we can get. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Kyle Clark. Just tells you the story of this year that it is big news to get a sprinkling of snow. And I mean, not even in the city proper. Like, you got to be well south of Denver to really be in the stuff. Kathy Sabins along with that.
I'm just so happy to see anything on the radar. It's been a more interesting weather day than we've had in a while, and not a big impact, but certainly welcome moisture coming in the form of rain. We had virga, we had spring-like convective clouds, a shot out of Wiggins from Ken Martin. Temperatures today held in the 40s and 50s, but felt colder due to the wind. We're down to 39 at the studios, 34 out at DIA. Wind is still out of the north, but light, still a bit gusty over some of the higher passes where we've had some decent snow shower activity. Snow showers tracking northwest to southeast, and Elbert County seeing some snow that's actually maybe dusting on the ground there and accumulating a little bit out toward the Lyman area. Showers are moving really quickly, and I think are going to be wrapping up in the next 2 hours. We had a rain-snow mix across Denver, and again, underneath some of those heavier snow bands, it is possible to see a trace to an inch of snow yet tonight. Denver's missed out on most of it, and additional accumulation not really a big factor. Temperatures dropping into the 20s overnight tonight, and coming up, much more on the mountain snow forecast and when we might see the next round of snow in Denver. That's just ahead.
A partial government shutdown is now over, but negotiations over the Department of Homeland Security funding at the heart of it are just beginning. Today, President Trump signed a spending package the House passed hours earlier. It ensures full-time funding for the federal government through the end of September. The lone exception is for DHS. Democrats demanded changes within immigration and customs enforcement following the shooting deaths of 2 U.S. citizens at the hands of federal officers in Minneapolis. Democrats are pushing for the agency to end roving immigration raids, a ban on agents wearing masks, and a requirement that they'll all be equipped with body cameras. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced yesterday that that last one will happen soon. She said agents on the ground in Minneapolis are being equipped with those cameras as soon.
A now closed prison in a rural area outside Denver could become a new immigration detention facility. If that happens, immigrant advocates worry that location will make connecting with the people held there more difficult. Documents obtained by the ACLU show that ICE is looking at the old prison in the town of Hudson, about 30 miles northeast of Denver. An immigrant advocacy group, KUSA de Paz, has partners across the country, and they say that those groups have encountered different obstacles with these more isolated facilities.
There's nonprofits who have a hard time really being in presence at the facilities because of the distance. And so then that starts limiting really then the access that folks inside of the facilities have to legal, to visits themselves.
The agenda for tomorrow's town council meeting shows that leaders in Hudson are going to get some legal advice for the potential reuse of the old Hudson Correctional Facility. The city of Loveland is changing how it enforces its homeless camping ban.
There will no longer have to be available shelter beds for officers to ticket people or begin the process of removing camps. The city council made that decision within the last half hour. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause has been listening into their meeting. Rachel, it was a split vote.
Yeah, it was split 5-4, but tonight council approved an ordinance that'll make it easier to cite homeless people for camping and remove camps without having to provide shelter. The discussion went on for hours tonight, but discussions over what to do with the unhoused in Loveland has been going on for months now. Today's vote to make it easier to ticket and clear away homeless people in Loveland comes just days after the city dropped its plan to create a long-term shelter, saying they didn't have somebody to run it. Right now, the city's only overnight shelter for adults is a temporary setup over at the Loveland Resource Center. Those overnight services will end in the middle of next month. Now, council has approved an ordinance that would require the city provide shelter in order to ticket people or remove camps. A fairly recent Supreme Court ruling paved the way for that. People came out in numbers tonight calling on the council to address homelessness, but not everybody agrees on how to do that.
I would like to see a solution, but I don't think camps or encampments are one. Please pass 6806, stop the encampments, give law enforcement the authority to do so. Put faith in their officers to do so with compassion while eliminating the squalor, drug traffic, and crime those camps can instill.
The city of Loveland the sweetheart city doesn't need to be so extremely heartless, extremely inhumane. It's not as if the police have not already issued citations, as which you've already heard. They can still do it without this change. Good God Almighty, Loveland, have a heart.
That ordinance will take effect soon. Council says it'll be put in place 10 days after the ordinance is published. And even after they voted tonight, Council had questions about what enforcement will look like and what's ahead. They're even now considering amendments already to be clear as to how this ordinance will impact officers enforcing it and the unhoused population in Loveland. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
The family of a 23-year-old man shot and killed by a deputy in Highlands Ranch says they're suing. In February of last year, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office was called to the main event for reports of an active shooter inside the entertainment venue. The first deputy to get there, Nicholas Moore, encountered Jalen Sebron, who was holding a gun. Body cam and security camera video show Moore ordered Sebron to drop the gun and then fired 9 rounds in about 3 seconds, killing him. The lawsuit claims the deputy used unreasonable and excessive force and did not allow Sebron enough time to comply. The Douglas County District Attorney's Office decided not to charge the deputy with any crimes. Republican DA George Brockler called Sebron's death tragic, but said it was a justified use of force under Colorado law.
The snowpack problem in Colorado doesn't just mean ski areas are missing out on revenue. It means many of their seasonal employees are getting squeezed.
9 News reporter Spencer Soysher joins us. And Spencer, you've been looking into how resorts are reducing employee hours.
Yeah, we know of at least 3 resorts that have reduced hours for part-time employees simply because there's not enough snow on the ground and not enough people skiing. If you're into skiing, there have been better Colorado winters.
Definitely the worst season I've ever seen. And I mean, I've been skiing for 20 years.
This year is Allie's first winter working at a ski resort, except she's not working like she thought she would.
When I was hired in November, I was expecting to start working full-time in mid-December, and I think I had 1 full week so far.
2 days a week. That's all she's needed. Not enough snow, not enough skiers.
I'm trying to find a second part-time job.
Allie's not comfortable publicly sharing where she works, though we verified it. And her employer is not the only one reducing employee hours.
We don't have snow. Nowhere does.
Arapahoe Basin says it's cut hours for its hourly employees too. Less of the ski area is open than it typically is this time of year, and it needs fewer people to run it. In Steamboat, they have 75% of their skiable acreage open, and they aren't operating at the level they recruited and staffed last fall.
It's pretty sad.
For seasonal workers like Allie, this season could push them toward it being their last.
It's kind of that mixed feeling of loving skiing, but also want to make sure I get consistent hours.
As for Vail Resorts, which has Vail, Beaver Creek, Keystone, Breck, and Crested Butte, a spokesperson said they needed more time to gather information for us on reduced staff hours, though they did pass along a statement tonight that didn't directly answer our questions, but said employees can get assistance from their employee foundation. Spencer Soysher, 9 News.